Welcome, Internet, to Driving and Dragons. I'm Daniel, and you have come across the 9th video in my deep dive analysis of the 9 alignment system that is the ultimate evolution of the popular Dungeons and Dragons mechanic. Yes, I said the ultimate evolution and Dungeons and Dragons, because while there are alternative alignment systems in other games and in earlier versions of D&D, the 9 alignment system is, in my view, the most useful and complete version in both mechanical design and roleplay development terms. In short, it is good. And that's what we're covering today. Good. More specifically, neutral good, or true good as it's often called. Before things get good, let's handle the housekeeping. I have a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. So please, if you aren't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to make sure that you're notified when new content premieres. 1,000 subs is an important milestone because it means that I can monetize the channel. All the money that comes from this channel, including paid Patreon memberships at the link in the description, goes to fund the car restoration projects that I often use as the video for these voiceovers. Once completed, I plan to give those cars away to viewers along with a free trip to gaming conventions where you can take the delivery of the vehicle. If you are subscribed, please like the video and share it to make sure that it reaches as many people as possible. And leave a comment with your thoughts to be part of the discussions on deeper understanding of tabletop role-playing games. Thank you for watching. Let's get cracking on how the neutral good alignment works. Now, this would seem to be covered already in the video that covered the concept of good and what it means. And I won't lie, there will definitely be some retread here. However, it is important, very important, especially when looking at the term, the true alignments, to remember that there are 9 individual alignments, not 9 combinations of 5 different modifiers. Is he more evil or more chaotic? And, if he has a situation that conflicts with his good side, but doing something about it would violate his lawful side arguments, only factor in when a player or a game master makes the mistake of bringing alignment too close to the surface of a character's behavior. This is not some failing of the players themselves, but as a relic of the older proto-alignment systems used in earlier versions of the Dungeons & Dragons game. The older versions tended to operate and be presented as more of a faction system where characters were actively committed to the philosophical forces represented. They were very much surface-level concepts. It has, and always will be, my read on the matter that either through intent or simply natural evolution of thought, the designers understood that there are serious issues with such objectively defined and rigidly applied ethos on that per decision level of analysis. And therefore, they naturally move towards drawing alignment further and further away to represent some not some conscious decision of the character, but a representation of how their mind works on a visceral level. It is a 10,000-yard view of the character as a whole. So neutral good. What makes a character neutral good? In short, it means that the character in question only considers the most overall benefit to others they believe a decision will result in. Called the benefactor in 3.5 edition Dungeons & Dragons, it is defined as the best a good person can do. He is devoted to helping others. He works with kings and magistrates, but does not feel beholden to them. More accurately, a good character is focused on how to help others the most while causing the minimum harm as a result. In fact, they're very similar to lawful good characters in that they are concerned with the overall impact of laws, traditions, and structures of society. However, they are very willing to consider the exception and take action that risks the stability of the overall system if they feel the immediate benefit outweighs any cost to restore the integrity of the system afterwards. That is, if they consider the laws and traditions at all. For a neutral good character, what is good is largely the only consideration. They approach life from a perspective of self-sacrifice for the good of others. And this would be their key difference from their brethren good alignments. Lawful good not only sacrifices the self for the benefit of others, it favors systems that impose sacrifice on others for the good of the whole. A lawful good character, for instance, feels the wrongfully accused should still make the sacrifice of standing trial and maybe even serving time behind bars while awaiting that trial, because it is a sacrifice that serves the good of all to maintain that impartial justice system and keep the guilty off the streets while they're awaiting trial. True good does not operate on this level. To them, the sacrifice of that wrongfully accused party is unconscionable because they are wrongfully accused even if society has not yet reached that determination. And forcing them to make that sacrifice is kind of a form of evil in and of itself. You're taking that decision away from them. So neutral good is based in self-sacrifice for others, but not in building a system that pushes others into such a sacrifice, particularly when the sacrifice outweighs the ultimate good of all the parties involved. By contrast, chaotic good is willing to sacrifice the whole on behalf of the one, not in the literal sense of, say, killing thousands of innocents to save one person, but in the sense that a system which may result in an innocent suffering while waiting on their day in court is not acceptable simply because it prevents the guilty from harming even more people in the time it takes to convict them. So chaotic good will ignore the many in favor of the one simply because in this singular instance, the many aren't directly impacted. A neutral good character fundamentally rejects this as well, naturally considering the unintended consequences and the value of a system that encourages self-sacrifice for the benefit of others, while it discourages harm of others for personal gain. So in the end, neutral good is good that favors a balance between forcing others to help each other and focusing only on decisions made in the vacuum of the moment. As always, this is not a top-of-mind calculation that the character sits and ponders. It is the natural inclination of how their mind works on an individual and involuntary level. For players, it is the act of starting every situation with the thought of what can I do to benefit others the most with my actions, not worrying about whether or not others will choose to do the same, and at the same time looking beyond the moment and the others directly affected by that moment for any unintended consequences. They are looking at a kind of a combination of the individual moment and the system itself. They don't want to make you have to make sacrifices. They don't want to try to force you to be good with point of gun. But at the same time, they also don't want to put others in danger simply because in this one instance it didn't work out. That's what I got for you guys this time. Do you think this was a good video? I'll see myself out, and I'll see you guys next time.